So what we're going to do now is we're going to cover timekeeping from the admin's perspective. And there's a few things that you're going to want to know about in this settings. So again, as the super administrator, I'm going to come up here, I'm going to go to settings. First thing in global settings is when we allow users to only see the jobs that they're assigned to. This also applies to timekeeping. So if they're scheduled on certain jobs, they can only put their time to those jobs. And that includes jobs that they were scheduled to in the past, if their names are still on. You know, as the schedule advances in the future, if they were still on an old job, they can put their time to that old job, it's okay. Any job that they've not been scheduled to, they will not have it available on their timekeeping card. Also, in timekeeping section here, we have a couple of different options that we need to go over. So when you enable timekeeping, you have a couple of different options with bulk time entry, and you have clock in, clock out, or you can do both. So bulk time entry is when an employee can just put in time like a paper time card, like I worked this many hours today, submit, and clock in, clock out is like start time. You clock in, at the end of the day you clock out. And we'll explain both of those. You'll see both of those here soon. You have when does your work week start? You can pick the day. If you turn on the time entry reminder and you set a time and you set your time zone, it will send your employees a text that night saying, hey, don't forget to put in your time. And it only sends that text to people who have yet to put in their time that day. Also, something to note about the time entry reminder, staff people will also get that text if they have a valid phone number in next to their name. If you turn on this setting here, it will require employees to review time entered for them. So if I was a foreman and I entered time for an employee, the employee, when he logs in, will have a big pop-up that says, hey, your foreman entered time for you, do you approve it? By enabling overtime, you can set your overtime. So if I want to have overtime weekly after 40 hours, you can, or you can set it daily and set a time threshold. In our case, I'm going to keep it weekly, and I'll keep it after 40. So when I enable geotagging, it means that when an employee submits their time, it'll have a geo coordinate with it, and you'll see it on payroll. We do not stop them from entering time if they're outside of a geo fence right now or anything like that, but it'll have a geo coordinate when they put their time in. Also, something to note here is the employees can shut off their GPS, in which case you will not get a geo tag with it. Now, if you turn on the lunch break setting, you have the ability to set an automatic lunch break. Now, in this case here, I have automatically 1 hour. If our normal company policy is to do half hour, I can do 0.5 hours. And if I want to, I can make it automatically take out a lunch break. So let me put it back to 1 hour, and let me just show you what that looks like. So if I go to timekeeping here, I'm the admin. I have bulk time entry turned on. I'm just going to pick a job. And the reason why I can pick any job is because I'm an administrator. So I'm going to pick placing concrete, and I'm going to enter time. When I go to enter time, I can put a start and end time in, or I can put my total hours. In this case, I'm just going to put total hours. I work 8 hours, and I took a break during this time. Notice it subtracts that 1 hour automatically, and when I submit my time, it'll have 7 hours. That's okay. So now my time's been submitted. Don't worry about the rest of this stuff. We'll go over it here in a bit. Let me just delete that. We'll go back to timekeeping settings. So what I did is I allowed the employee to say, yes, I took a break during that time. Your other option is that you can enable an auto lunch. So if I turn that on, and I can say employees will have a break of 1 hour, because that's this number right here, after every 8 hours of work. So I can set it to 8 hours, or I can put it longer. So during the course of a day, if they've exceeded the 8 hours and they submit their time for 10 hours, it's going to automatically subtract an hour. So let's just do that right now. So I'm going to keep it set up for 8, and I'll just press save. Let's do that same timekeeping card. Enter time. And here it's asking me if I want to use my location. I will. I'll just say 10 hours. You notice that when I put 10 hours, it automatically subtracted that 1 hour lunch break. And I press OK. And delete that time entry. And let's go back to the settings. So you have lots of different things that you can use to set up timekeeping. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to disable my lunch, my auto lunch. I want to keep it so that I can just check off whether or not I took lunch. And then also with bulk time entry, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put it on both so you can see both clock in, clock out, as well as bulk time. I'll put it on both. Press save. So those are timekeeping settings. Next video, we're going to get into bulk time entry as well as clock in, clock out.